A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel, the Twinflame Union. This channel has been created for people who are on the Ascension journey. They could identify themselves as star seeds, light workers, ascensioners, empaths, and also indigo children. And there are some other such people also with different names and labels. At the end of the day, it's not the label that matters, because all of these people are empathetic by nature and they are here for their ascension so that they reach to the higher dimension while they are on earth. Because whatever you achieve on planet earth, these are the things or those qualities or achievements, that's what you carry with you to the next dimension or even in your afterlife. Now, there are certain relationships that are very important for people, and family always, is an important part of everybody's life. But there are some people who don't have their own authority. They don't carry the personal authority with them, and they need other people constantly to make decisions for them. And because of that, sometimes they hurt other people because they are not operating from their own heart space or from their own soul consciousness. So let's get started and let's get into the part 2 of this channeling session, where of course the mother of the divine masculine who had created big trouble for him and the relationship that he had with the feminine, she must have also recommended him to be with Karmic, or she could have done some actions. What I can pick on is that she has also performed many actions like poisoning his mind and telling him things about the feminine which may not be completely true, and trying to separate them in an emotional way, in a mental way, or in some manipulative way. And in this channeling session, I will continue from where I had stopped, where the divine masculine's escapism was being shown as one of the key traits that has led to all of this. Even when he was with the divine feminine, and there used to be a fight in between them and the family members because of his lack of decision making, he would prefer to escape from the situation. Like, he would go for a party, he would do some drugs, or he would just do things that don't show a strong masculine approach towards life. Most importantly, he could never tell others because he was depending on them. You always try to escape from a situation when there is some kind of a dependency. Even with the divine feminine, he had a dependency because he was very attached with her. There was a lot of love, but there was lack of responsibility. But he needed her because of whatever. It could be sexuality, it could be anything that he needed from her. Or in plain words, he just wanted to spend time with her. He would feel happy around her. So if she would come up with these issues, like, you have to do something fast, you have to do something about it, you have to be, independent, you cannot depend on your family. And, all of those points that she would say, because she, with all her intuition, gifts and all that, she would see certain things that even he could see. Not that he could not see, but he would keep, being lazy, he would keep procrastinating, he would not just do anything, or he would leave it for some other time, even though he knew that time is precious, time is important. And it's not like, we don't want people to get out of the time trap or the time and space illusion. But it's also about being present, and it's also about making the most of your situation and taking a strong stand for yourself. So if he really loved the divine feminine, which according to him he did, and obviously later on also he will realize it, he should have done something about it. He should have either fix the situation. Say if it was money that he was depending on his family for, then he would have worked on a business idea, he would have made some own of his own money, he would have taken up some job or something or the other. If he would have really put his mind into it, he would have done it. But he took it very casually, he took it very easy. And also because many a times divine masculines are over pampered and very privileged. So they don't take any action until unless it's really painful for them. And they don't reach that point of pain easily also because there are so many comforts and distractions in their life.
It's when the divine feminine goes away, and this time when she goes away, she doesn't contact him at all. She doesn't talk to him. In many cases, even if he tries to contact her, say after 7 months or 6 months, he says, let's talk to each other, let's, why don't you, the situation has changed, and she is like, no, I don't want to do this anymore, because you left me, you hurt me many times, you left me and you went to another woman. Maybe something is not working out between you and her, or maybe you are still with her but you are just trying to have a good time with me, or whatever it is, but I just don't respect you anymore. So she had lost that respect for the divine masculine, and she did not want to see his face ever again. So obviously that is natural, that is a natural thing. So in many of the divine feminine cases, those who are waiting for contact and communication, there is a different trajectory for them, and those who have received communication from the DM, but they don't, they don't accept him like that, they don't accept him without all the work he has done, without the, things that he had to change, he has not changed it. And then with what face, or with what audacity, or with what guts does he come up to her and start to talk to her, and even think that she would always be available for him as a doormat. So she refuses to do that, and this time it really hurts his ego, and he feels that, it would be better that I give a commitment to the karmic. Whatever offers he made to her, a financial offer, or, let's live together, or you do this, or I'll do that, all of those offers that he made to her, it didn't work at this time. So his ego got hurt, which obviously had to be mended too. And he thought that it would be better to go ahead with the karmic, and and the karmic is any which way willing to do whatever, like she can, in order to get his commitment or his attention. So everything worked out from that perspective, and the mother also thought that it would be better my son is out of the divine feminine's life, because she never liked her energy, because her energy was too honest, it was too straightforward, it was right in the face, and the divine feminine wasn't scared of anything. The love that divine feminine displayed for the divine masculine was of a different nature altogether. It was not like the other things people see, the materialism that we see. So the divine divine masculine's mother could never even perceive the level of sincerity and the level of true love both of them were feeling. So in that, obviously, if a man is very egotistical, he's very privileged, he's over pampered, the mother has a big role to play, right? She has a big hand in that. And that is because of over loving, over protectiveness, over, extra of everything. That type of love is very harmful and dangerous too. So whatever happens in this situation, what we are getting to know right now in this channeling is that now that the karmic is fully there in the picture, she has, she is now even better than the mother in terms of forming those diplomatic relationships, or showing a smile even when she probably hates the person within, saying something and doing something. So all of these things are putting the mother in a very bad spotlight, and she is now started, now finally she is getting scared of the karmic. She is now realizing that she has made a big mistake, because probably she, misunderstood the DF, and it was the DF who was actually a much better person and a much better, girl for the son, not this karmic, because this karmic is on some other trip, she's thinking. She's very vicious, and at the same time she's very clever. It's almost like the universe is giving it back to them, giving it back to the divine masculine, giving it back to the whole family who had harassed and tortured and troubled the divine feminine. And even before that, every time they went into separation, when the divine masculine returned or he came back, it was always after, he would suffer, he would miss her a lot, he would be with others, and he would realize how badly he's being treated. And all of those realizations would make him come back. But it was never a complete realization, because he never really met, his match. He never really met someone who could give him the taste of his own medicine, or make him realize that, whatever he did was very wrong by doing the same things to him. So now this karmic is becoming a trouble for the mother as well, because it was initially the mother who got convinced and who had confidence on this girl, and the mother was like, yeah, she'll be fine, because the mother also thought that this lady or this whoever my son has found, she will not let go of the control on my son. The son would still be under my control. He would still love me. He would still do whatever, because she was convinced when he chose the mother's decision over going ahead with divine feminine, because the karmic had not come fully by that time. Karmic comes later on. At first, it was the mother in this channeling. There are different, as I said, different trajectories. But in this case, the mother was the deciding factor at first, the mother, sister, or the feminine energies. They were the deciding factors who told them that, you should not be with her. And finally, he thought that, yeah, it's worthless, it's timeless, it's pointless. Not timeless, it's worthless and pointless. So I would not make this choice. I would go by what they tell me. And after that happened, he started dwindling back to her. Like, he would secretly call her, and she would say, does your mother know? Does your mother know you're talking to me? Does your mother know you want to be with me again? And he would say, no, don't tell her. If you tell her, there'll be a big problem. My mother doesn't want me to be with you. And then the divine feminine would say, okay, then get lost. I cannot be with you until and unless you face this situation with bravery. I cannot be with you until and unless you are courageous enough to make your own decisions, and you're not scared of your mother, and you don't have to go and cry to your mother all the time. So these are the things that hurt his ego. These are the things that, make him feel that, oh, okay, so now she is not coming back to me. How dare she? This is a very immature divine masculine. I mean, he could be mature in some other areas of life, but definitely this is the big part where he's very immature. He doesn't understand that self-respect is, equally important. If his ego is so important, then so is self-respect. So on all of these situations, the karmic then finally comes into the picture, because the divine feminine could have also signed a contract with her before coming to the planet Earth that, when I am in separation, I will go away, then you have to be there and you have to do all the things. In some cases, the karmics also need to learn. They also need to eventually grow as a person. They need to understand what is the real meaning of true love. Because when they see the DM, who's in love with the DF and he's crying over her, she feels that, maybe this person could be mine. I could, instead of helping him go back to her, why don't I grab him? Why don't I take him? It would be a good thing. But then she will also learn that the divine masculine still loves her, still misses the divine feminine, still, goes into a strange mood, or he keeps reminiscing something. He will soon begin to hide many things from her. So these are the things. It would do a lot, of damage in terms of the karmic's ego also, and the karmic would get into completely revenge mode. A very vindictive mode. That's the energy eventually that's where it's going to lead. So, but the divine masculine's mother can definitely sense a lot of it already, and she is thinking, boy, oh boy, I made a very bad decision. I should not have separated them. I should not have done this. Now she is losing control of her son properly. Now it's like he doesn't need her, because a lot of times he listened to her because maybe she was controlling him via money, via finances, or via something, something else. Now, because the karmic is, doing what the mother was doing, he doesn't need it, and he has sort of started, showing her that get lost, or I don't need you, and who the hell are you? You're not required here. Why do you keep popping in? Why do you keep, interfering so much? And he's also taking some kind of a revenge from his mother, because he is not really happy with the karmic also. He knows that it is a fake relationship. It's a formality based relationship where he's getting something in exchange. So he's just putting up a smile whenever, it's required. Otherwise, he doesn't care much. And that's also because his mother had interfered, and, the decision was so important, or her mother's feelings were given more importance than his own feelings. So he's also taking sort of revenge, that you are the one who asked me to marry this girl, or you're the one who said that leave the DF, and this girl is much better. You were the one who approved it, her for me, the karmic for me. The karmic was there, but he wasn't really into her. But, the mother was like, look, this girl is so much better. She's always there for you. She's always around. And look, she is, because her fear was, what if he goes back to the feminine, divine feminine? So I don't want him to go to the divine feminine. No, she's too much, I cannot handle her, because the divine feminine's energy was such that she was forcing them unknowingly to search within themselves, to look within themselves, to see where the actual toxicity is coming from. Because of all of that, she used to kind of, want to avoid her forever. And if the son would have married her, or if the son would have, taken that step of spending the rest of his life with her, then the mother would have a lot of problem, because of mother has all the behavioral issues. So it is nothing against mothers, it is nothing against motherhood, and we all know, because if you are in the twin flame journey, or even if people who are in the ascension journey, we know that people are not healed, be it mothers or fathers, or be it grandparents or whatever, be it aunties or uncles. Otherwise there won't be relatives who would be abusing and molesting their own family members' children. There won't be, family friends coming and raping children. There won't be family friends coming and interfering in, or, relatives coming and interfering in everyone's life here and there. Or there won't be divorces, or there won't be fights amongst parents. There won't be cheating scandals, or there won't be so many other issues like that. So not every family is perfect. There are many broken families, and it's not that the families are broken. It is because human beings have become broken for some reason in the past few years, in the past few centuries, and because they never looked within, because the concept of going within had sort of diminished, and it came back in the time of Buddha. And when Buddha was dying, he had literally predicted it, that after my death, 2500 years after my death, everything will come back again. And that is the time he had predicted that we are living in now. So on that note, I'm going to end this channeling session. Yes, the mother is regretting, the son is regretting, the karmic is in her full, now she's, coming into her full personality, who she really is. And she is also not happy because she's not getting the love that she was expecting from the DM. She's also kind of regretting the decision. All of them are regretting it. So one love and peace out.